June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and we're talking about a subject that's very close to my heart, therapy.
Close to my heart, too. Yeah, most men are taught to, quote, tough it out and keep feelings of depression and anxiety and stress all to themselves instead of actually reaching out for support.
Yep. Friend of the show, Dr. Robbie Ludwig, is here to shed some light on men's mental health and explain how their partners can help them instead of seeing them suffer in silence. Welcome, Dr. Robbie. How are you?
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
We have to distinguish men's mental health because the way men handle it, usually the way men handle their mental health is different than women's, correct?
Yes, absolutely. And it's a bit unfair. Women are very used to talking. That's how we connect with our girlfriends, our family, and in our society, it's acceptable. For men, there's like 1 in 10 men that are struggling with mental health issues, and they feel that they have to be manly and not show vulnerability. So it's way harder for them to ask for help, to identify when they're having emotional issues. They may not realize it right away, and it may present itself slightly differently.
We just grunt.
You just grunt. You just grunt. A lot, you know, it's interesting because I'm also thinking about homosexual couples and when there are two men, but they're, you know, we come in all shapes and sizes, and I think the bottom line is communicate and get help where needed, be that as it may. What are some of the signs that your partner, who is male, may be going through mental health struggles?
So it may look like, instead of depression and crying, sadness, it may look like anger. It could look like irritability, having a short fuse. It may be that they're drinking more or using substances in order to self-medicate, overworking, or withdrawing. So if you notice that they have sleep issues, or maybe they're not socializing as much, these are signs something might be going on. And also some physical issues. They have headaches, they're not feeling as well. It can get somatized in the body. So these are all things to look for.
When you see your partner going through these symptoms, what is the right thing to do? When is the right time to say something? And how do you do it? Yeah.
I know, and I think it's really hard because, you know, as a woman or a man in a partnership with a man who's struggling, you just want to say, "Are you okay? What's going on?"
Yeah.
I mean, even for a therapist, right? You just want to make them better. But it's really good to ask your partner after you feel connected. So maybe you've done a dinner together, maybe you've watched a movie. Actually, shoulder by shoulder conversations is really good for men, so they don't have to look you in the eye, which almost can feel overstimulating. So maybe you go for a walk and you say, "Hey, you don't seem like yourself lately. Is something going on?"
Yeah, I used to do this with my children. The back seat. They would be in the back seat, and I'd have that's where I got the best stuff out of them. And even when they were older, they were like, "I'm going to sit in the back," and I knew that meant they wanted to talk to me about something serious.
Nice.
And I think, I mean, is there truly ever a good time? Because I speak from experience. I was with someone who I knew was struggling, and I did exactly that. We had a great time, things were mellow, and I brought it up, and it backfired. Why are you trying to mess up a nice night? I mean, and then I was like, well, clearly you need to go to therapy because I am not equipped to help you with this.
Yeah, and sometimes it means revisiting it. Or sharing. It is okay to say, "I'm having an issue when I'm seeing you act like this." So, you know, for a partner, you can say, you know, "I'm feeling a little lonely. I feel like we're not connecting in the same way that we used to, and it's upsetting for me." And see if they say more. You know, listening, active listening is undervalued, and it really, there is something therapeutic and curative about it. But, you know, yes, sometimes you do need to revisit the question and say, you know, everyone needs help. No one is beyond it. We all need other people, and sometimes we're feeling stronger than at other times. So to normalize it also within the conversation.
You can't mess with how someone's feeling. You can't say, if you're saying I'm feeling this way, you can't say, no, you're not feeling that way. So I always like to say, because my wife and I are very communicative because we both suffer from mental health issues, that we always say, I feel like this is something, and it's a great way to say, it's not critical, it's not, you're not pointing a finger, you're saying this is affecting me in this way, and I want to make you aware of it.
And I think what you're noticing, that's excellent. You know, so obviously you know how to communicate about feelings, which not everybody does. But I think it's really important to understand, like when you're asking a question of a man who is feeling depressed or struggling, they're already attacking themselves.
Right, of course.
So when you ask a question, they can easily feel attacked. And that's when you can say, we all have times when we're not feeling our best, so that they know they're not failing you as well.
I guess, and it's obviously different for different people and different couples. What would be the one takeaway, like right now, if someone's watching and they are experiencing this, they are in a relationship and they realize that their male partner is struggling? What one tip would you give them today that they could try to implement in their relationship?
So if they notice their partner's behavior has changed drastically, has changed drastically, that's a sign. If they're sleeping more, if they're more withdrawn, to instead of connecting it to something else, connect it to maybe that is depression. Or if they're highly reactive and angry and irritable, maybe that is depression. So try to connect it with behaviors you may not have otherwise.
Right. Or change of medication too is something that's, I mean, that's the thing.
That's assuming if they are on medication, but yes.
It's a side effect is depression,
absolutely.
a side effect is change in
and also
behavior.
You can say, if you're not feeling well, you're not feeling like yourself, go to a medical doctor and have everything checked out. And if it's not medical, we can look at the mental health piece.
That's right.
Thank you, Dr. Rabi, very
much. Thank you.
Always a beacon of wisdom.
Always a pleasure to be here, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Make sure to watch her on The Pivot with Dr. Rabi Ludwig, which streams on YouTube. You can get more sound advice by following her on Instagram at Dr. Rabi Ludwig.